Susie, thanks for coming on. And I wanted to see you here and just show you off a little bit because it's been a nice little journey. When did we meet you?
I saw you on stage in March in 2015.
Okay. So we had about, I think that was at one of the Isogenies conferences. We had about 1,000 people there or something. And in that conference, it was run by a beautiful lady by the name of Jenny and Jono Patch, who, these are clients of mine, and they were doing about 10,000 a month, and we got them up to 30,000 a week in income in that business. And they asked me to come on and talk to their group, 1,000 people. And 600 of those people wanted to have information from me. And some of the people have come from that day, and one of them's obviously in Claire Bear, has come from that. And it's interesting how you see someone, well, in a crowd of 1,000 people, here she is. So it's a numbers game in that. There's a lot of people coming through our system, and you have got a lot of friends in there and others outside of that. So, Susie, in your other life then, and to some degree still now, what do you do? What's your job?
I'm employed as a business analyst. However, I do more project management, portfolio management for the largest life insurance company in Australia.
Pretty cool. And they were paying you some good money, and then you renegotiated after our program and cut down from 5 days a week to
3 days a week.
And increase your money.
At a later stage, but yes.
Was that good? Just negotiation. And then she's talked him into even doing some of these 3 days a week from home. Because she does coaching with us. And she delivers more than she's paid for all companies. So they pay you, I call it, what do I call it?
Obscene.
Obscene amount of money for this work. But she's very clever and she does these trainings and does all this. So I asked Susie to just come and share with you her journey with us. Just an example. And we've never done this before. And I just think it's good because we have a thing called OneLife Direct, which is we use this company, this process to build your dream teams. So if you want members to come, then you have them come. Just like the Western Australians brought them over to build their dream team. And newbies will join. Now you've got some people even here that
Yes.
you're wanting in your dream team.
Yes.
Okay. So can we have a look at Susie and Claire's? And Claire's up there, by the way.
I put the Uzi in Clusie.
So this is Claire Bear, and this is Susie, and this is these two. And I was down in Melbourne and I met their family just last trip, or the trip before. It was wonderful. In Perth. Yep. And we did best things, didn't we?
Yes. It was actually, so Claire and I got engaged in May last year, and all of my family is in Perth. And so we were on the tour to Perth, and my mum had organised a family engagement party because none of them could make it to the actual event that we had in Melbourne. And so I invited Rory and Jenny along to the dinner, and so cute. Dad stood up and given a speech. Claire's given a little bit of a speech, and then...
I'll sit down. So I'm not going to have this. There's got a room full of people who don't talk to each other.
And
I go ding ding.
Roy stands up and he goes to my dad, "With your permission, sir." So cute. They're the same age. And...
he's a lovely man.
yeah, and then he's just like, what I'd like to do is just do a process with all of your loved ones and just go around the table of all of my family and just say, okay, well, what is one thing that you personally think about me? And
Susie.
yeah, and then he's just like, now it takes a lot of courage for the first person to stand up. And my brother was instantly up and first, and I was just like, whoa.
He doesn't speak normally at all.
It's literally a
Miracle.
pulling teeth to get 2 words out of him if you ask him anything. And yeah, all of the shares were just so heartfelt and precious.
They all went around and said things. It was a really wonderful night that night.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So you joined us and did Ignition back in July 2015 or something, is it? 2015?
Yes, so this is...
Intro.
yeah, so I saw you at Isogenics event, downloaded his book, read the book, went, this is awesome. Claire, read the book. She never read the book.
I eventually did.
And then I found out that they were coming to Ignite Your Success in Melbourne. And so I was just like, Claire, we're going. She's like, I don't want to go. It's a whole day on a Saturday. I'm like, you're coming? And
Dragged her screaming.
yep, totally. And the entire way there, because we had already invested a bit of money in personal development for the year, she's like, we are not spending a cent, not a cent. And we get there, literally an hour in, and Claire's like, we're doing whatever he says, don't care what it costs.
This is called unity and consistency and alignment. Yeah, cool. That's good. So then you joined the OneLife Direct team, which is now, we do a thing here. We're not a multi-level marketing group, but we do referrals. We help you build your dream team, and we pay 10% of everything that you deal with anybody who comes to see us. And we're very grateful for that, because we would spend it on marketing in some form or other, so we give it to you. We don't do multi-level, but we just do that. So it's a little, very small amount of money to help you build your dream team. So OneLife Direct costs $180 to join. I think we do it for $49 or something. $49 is not a big thing, an annual thing. And we help you build your dream team. Anyway, you come to Quantum Coaching now. You became a coach with us. You did that program. And we do, some of you are going to do this coaching, so we're showing you this example because it's a good one in the sense of to see how a person progresses. And we do a thing called case studies, where you work with people and so forth. Now, our end result is, and you'll see how this unfolds, we give you our clients to work with on an hourly basis. Now, you understand that at this point, Susie's got a job and she's working, so she fits this in to her workload. We'll get to that in a minute, perhaps. Yep.
Maybe just one thing that I actually got out of that quantum coaching was, well, the first off, we've actually got to spend 8 days with yourself, which is just a phenomenal amount of time.
Correct.
And what I really got was, I can do anything. Because of a whole heap of different procedures that we go through, there was just like total unlocking of this, I can do anything, and it's just anything is possible.
Absolutely. And Susie has done something we've never done. She's done it backwards. That here, quantum coaching is not done until this is done. For some strange reason, she snuck in. I don't know how, we still can't figure out how that happened. But anyway, so imagine not doing this and just coming to that. This, where it naturally flows the other way. So what's this part-time? That's when you changed after that. You decide, I'm going to do this, so you went part-time there.
Yeah, and
okay, for
on
your
that
job.
negotiation, so I do 3 days in the office 1 week, 3 days remote the next. So I'm only in the office 6 days a month.
Perfect. Then you did Life Magic in September that month. And then you started your dream team. First, Susan joined you. And then you did OneLife Direct, and you earned some money from OneLife Direct. Hang on, how do we get to that? OneLife Direct, you earned $478. Is that good? This is some referrals that have happened. And then because she's in our system, she decides, we have a thing, Mind, Body, Spirit Festival. We have many festivals, like different things. So we put up a stand, and they buy into the stand at cost. And they can have that stand, and anyone who comes and names and stuff, they become their clients, which can go for their coaching, can go to their OneLife Direct business, become part of their dream team. This is when you don't know too many people. You've only been in the country a year and only have 300 people coming to the wedding. So when you have that, then some people turn up. How many people turned up and gave you their names at that group?
At that one was 800.
Now, you weren't even there. I think you were working or something.
No, it was my dad's 70th birthday, so I was in Perth, so I invested in somebody else to actually attend the stand for me.
Is that leverage? That's real cool. So again, we do the numbers. 800 people, Harvard, 400. Harvard, 200. Real people. If you watch what happens, you'll see them come through. Okay, and that week, this is monthly, is that correct?
Yep.
That month she's gone from $470, she earns $2,300, so she's got a total now of $2,800. Now, network marketers usually don't earn like this, that quick. It can take some years. This is very quick. So I'm just trying to show you an example of what can happen. You know how we're talking, how do you get $2,000 in a month? That's how you get $2,000 a month. This is just one example, not the only one. Claire does Life Magic for the second time. She came with Miss Susie here, and she comes back to revisit because she's going to get a second go at this. Did she do this with you? No, you just did this. She did this together. Okay, by herself. What happened, Miss Claire Bear?
We had our one-on-one with you after our first Life Magic, and the last thing I remember you saying to me was, well, it'd be nice for you, Claire, to come and do Life Magic because I know you haven't turned up yet. So
Even though she was in this one.
Yeah, I don't think I spoke in that first
She
Life
was
Magic,
asleep,
if you can believe it.
basically.
Yeah.
No, she's hanging out.
Yeah. So when I came to the second one, I was like, well, how do I become a different identity? So I had a powerful magical name, and then I just thought to myself, well, what would Susie do? And I just mimicked what she did in the first Life Magic until I got into my own flow, and I ended up, being in the running for the $3,000 prize. I won RP data, and life just changed for me then.
Yes, Claire Bear, you're a nurse. How long have you been nursing?
20 years.
And you're a very good nurse?
Mm-hmm.
And what was happening as you got onto this after 20 years? What were you feeling?
Well, I was feeling pretty over it, to the point where, as you remind me all the time, I was ready to kill someone.
This is very dangerous when you've got a nurse in hospital and she's going to kill someone. They just unplug people because they're not having a good day. So I was very concerned when she told me that. So basically you were saying, I want to get out of that, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And that is in December 15. The next, and you'll notice they've built even a bigger dream team now. These people are starting to grow. And you joined World Ventures. Now, what's World Ventures?
Awesomeness. Just awesomeness. Like there's network marketing companies and there's ones that you just absolutely love. So like I love to travel. I want to see everywhere in the world, and World Ventures is like a way to travel. The features are phenomenal, let alone like, for example, you can buy a flight today to go to LA, for example, and every day up to the day you travel, automatically behind the scenes, it's searching the internet for a cheaper deal. If it finds a cheaper deal, then it will just automatically book you on the flight and refund the cash to your credit card, automatically. Stuff like that, it's phenomenal. And they do dream trips, and I'm going to share a story. So we went to Hamilton Island, and Claire wasn't so on board until I took her on a dream trip, and then everything changed.
It seems like you've got to get her there with a sort of a blindfold, and then take the blindfold off, and then this is the one you were swimming in with dolphins and things?
So they set up dinner for us. So we're underneath a marquee on the beach, and we're literally 10 metres from the ocean, and it's night time, and they've set off fireworks 5 metres away from us, and then they've turned all the lights off and made it look as if all the waiters and waitresses are coming out of the water, dressed in wetsuits and snorkels, and carrying
plates of food.
Seafood entrees, seafood platters for all of the tables. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
So you get flights and things, and it's a business and things like that, so it's part of your income stream. So These guys are looking for other income, so they're looking at property, coaching, networking, whatever they're going to do, okay? Because obviously this list of clients, this 800 people, are also possible for this business as well as they're possible for their coaching business, or looking at their dream teams they want to have in their activities of property. So, OneLife Direct, you get $1,300 and you're up to $4,000 next month. So this is 1, 2, 3 months, you're up to $4,000. So she's a bit ahead of the game. Our game is 0 to 2,000. She's already 4,000 within the first quarter. Cool, good job, well done. All right, then she does the Life Magic support. So that means she's sitting at the back. She's now one of our coaches, one of our purple shirts, because she's done a couple of things with us, and she's now with Susie. Claire's done it twice, so they're now both, and they're in the back of the room, part of the support team. Your dream team's growing. There's a lot of people starting to come up now for your property. This is how they're happening. You get another, up to 5,700. I'll just give you the numbers. Another month goes by, and more money's going into your account from us for building this team. Another month goes by, and you now got $8,800 check. $14,000 is now in your bank. Is that good?
And with those stars on the screen, sorry Roy, they're Ignite Your Success events in Melbourne that we took some of our potential Dream Team members to.
So I was working for you?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. So this is part of what we do to help you build your dream team. Anytime I do a program, you bring people along, you get paid because they do, but more importantly, you get your dream team and I help engage them into that. So these guys don't have to do the big sell, we do it, or it does it, or whatever. Even people who don't want to come, like Claire Bear, and then they go, we're going to do this. So she's gone from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and she's now up to $14,500 in earnings from this OneLife Direct that she's made this massive investment of $49. Then she gets another check for another $1,200, so she's $15,900, and she does quantum coaching for the second time. So she's come back as a revisitor to do this again. And Claire Bear for the first time, because Claire's now done Life Magic and done it at the right order, which is clever. Claire Bear, what are you doing? You still at work at this point?
Yes, I was
threatening to kill somebody?
I was threatening to kill somebody by this time. And I was, every time I had to go to work, I just was so unmotivated.
Okay, so this is last year, and we don't have to go. So OneLife coaching started for you.
Yep.
So what happens, Susie's now accredited, she's now doing it because don't forget she's got a job and she's doing all these things, and now she's starting to take clients, so we start sending her clients. And we start off with just a couple, then we build it up. What's been your biggest week? Would it be 10 clients you're seeing? 12? What would you do? Because you're working.
Yeah, probably about 12 hours is probably the most in a week.
Okay. So 12 hours is worth about $30,000 in annualised. It's $600. It's $50 an hour to do coaching. That's what we pay. We provide the client, it's already paid for. And you guys, who's actually had a call from Susie? Put your hand up. So these people have done this whether they didn't know, but that you paid in your bill, that she got that for making that call for you. And she's worth who thinks they got good coaching if you did that? Yes, same hand's going up, good. And who's in Susie's dream team? Be honest, who's in Dom, you're in it? Yeah, you are, yeah, okay. Okay, so this is going on, so they're now together doing this.
And I'd just like to add that something out of the coaching program was really, it takes you to a totally new level where you think you can hear and you're listening all the time, but when you actually pull it apart and like, no worries, that was something I would say all the time. It's such a hard thing to change, but having that time to be so aware and conscious and that level of listening where you actually have to listen through your two ears but really take it on through your heart so you can actually understand what's going on for the person, not just what they're telling you and what they want you to believe. It's more about, well, what's really going on, what's really the baseline. And that second coaching time was where I got that information.
So what we do is we have 5 levels of listening, and I just explained to them how they level at 1. And it's interesting for husbands and wives at the level, most of them are operating at level 1s, and for children, level 1, sometimes you get to 2. But to get to a level 5, you can hear things that aren't even said. And when you're in that space, everything works, even for yourself, your relationship, but you become a very good coach. So this is our trainings, and it's also important you use that same ability when you're dealing with a real estate agent. Because you've got to listen to who you listen, or a vendor. Can you see it's all related? Or your business, who you're talking to. So you're in support again. So you're coming to the Life Magic programs as we run them every 3 months. And you've got more people joining your dream team. So at this point, you're at $15,900. And you've got another check. You're at still 15, about the same. You've got another check, about almost $16,000. Did quantum property. This is our advanced property program. And that's big time we spend the same thing. We do an extra day here. And you tell them, what was quantum property like?
Well, there's 2 parts of quantum property because, we had 5 people from Melbourne who were part of our property team, and so we were doing meetings every Wednesday at 7 a.m. However, the commitment wasn't there, and so when we got to quantum property, I also had a couple of other people who were from New South Wales. So we had 5 from Victoria and 2 from New South Wales, and we created a table. And we'll call the Alignments Property Group, and we dressed up as Lion Mints, anyway. And so we got told the green team.
The green team. So just while you know, where you've been split, in quantum property, we put you in your state or with your team. So the whole of City Melbourne or Gold Coast or Newcastle or whatever you are, you're in that. So you're talking, when they talk suburbs, you understand your suburb because you're not in with someone from Western Australia or something like that. Do you understand? So she's formed her table and she's got her Magnificent Seven basically together. Green team.
However, then Cade was up here, he was behind the scenes just searching for properties, and he was up on stage going, well, look, here's how I'm searching for properties, let's call the agent, calling the agent on the time, and there was this particular property, and as you will have heard, like, Rory and Cade have their Pradium transactions where you can earn and learn at the same time of how to do these things, and also make the 10% on your interest and 20% of the profit. So this particular transaction came up where they're like, well, we can go live with this right now. We want to buy that property. And Rory asked everybody.
Want to be involved, you can.
And our entire table stood up and said, yes, we want to participate in this, and yes, we want to be financially involved in this. And because the entire table took action and was committed to that action, we ended up doing a transaction then and there and went through the entire structure of how the seven of us was actually had a trust to actually build us as a team, what our relationship and agreements, the physical documents were between us and Pradium, and that just spitballed our property team from going half-assed until we're like, we're on. We're so on because we're now in transaction and we've just gone foof in learning, and it was one of the best things that could have come out of any of it.
Cool. The transaction's gone on and it's just being finalised now, and it's quite a profitable transaction. And it was all wealth is action, precise action. And you don't have to do that, you can just watch those things, but it was interesting. There were a lot of people wanting to do that, but as soon as that team stood up, virtually you got it, didn't you, straight away? And we could have done it without these guys. We can do it without you. People say, well, why do you do this? Well, we just do more transactions, and it's our way of showing and sharing our wealth. We don't need to have other people in it. We could do them, but we can do more because of this, and more people benefit. All right, then that was your first property transaction.
Yep.
Straight away, bang. And then you did diamond mentoring. Now, what that means is that these guys, they're going on a roll, and they're almost $16,000 in earnings, plus they're now doing coaching, and they're doing joint world ventures and doing other income, and now they just did their first property transaction. So they said, I think we better go and do coaching. So they're doing coaching with me one-on-one from that point, and that means they become a diamond client. I only have, at any one time, 50 diamond clients, and I'm actually cutting that down to 30. That's only because they are very time consuming, because I just one-on-one, there's no leverage in this. And they pay me over $1 million a year for doing this, and a lot of that money is great. I also like my life too. So a diamond client, just so you know, and this is not an ad, but because none of you were eligible for any of this, but one day you may be, a diamond client pays me $50,000 to have a monthly meeting with me. They pay $25,000 up front, and then they pay $25,000 if they make more than $200,000 above their normal income, above their normal business. And it's discretionary whether they pay it. They don't have to. It's their discretion, because if they do pay it, we put it into the scholarship fund to help single mums and unemployed people. They're good. And we say that this can be for a 3-year thing, and each year you come up and you review and you see whether you want to or not. It's not for everyone. So what happens, Susie and Claire, I meet them every month for an hour. And then, because of the quantum property, quantum enterprise programs they're in, they're on mentoring calls on Thursday nights, twice a month as well. So basically, I'm really talking to them every 3 weeks. And what's happened now, they now work in our organisation, so I see them every day. And we still do this. And they come in, have to put their hat on to be their diamond mentoring client again. And it's a real pleasure to work with these two. They're amazing. And as you'll see, the difference that this makes, because it's like, when you think 25,000, it's like 500 a week. It's like having someone in a business to help you run the business, basically. And that's what I'm doing with these. And my job is to bring them up an extra $200,000 in income. So we'll see how it unfolds. At this point, you also got another $1,000 in the work you're doing with us, and now you're at $17,000, and we're still going. Did a Life Magic support. You came here and supported the team. What's it like to keep supporting the team? What's that like for you as a purple shirt?
Well, Claire should probably more speak on this, because this was the one, when you go through another personality profile, she is a supporter, and that's who she is naturally. And so she wanted to come along, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And we ended up coming along because she wanted to. And
This is a reverse
that's a
revolt.
first.
it's quite abnormal. And what I personally got out of it was just like the opportunity to actually give back to a lot of the knowledge that we have. And it's understanding the impeccability that we actually do to provide this venue. And it's a total, again, it's raising your awareness, it's stepping up, and it's showing up in a different way where you're allowing yourself to contribute. Claire's probably...
Yeah, like we haven't missed a Life Magic, well, I haven't missed a Life Magic since our very first one. And for the first couple of supports, I just wanted to be a part of the OneLife team, because it was just behind, like, it's amazing what you see, but behind the scenes is amplified a million times. It's just they're amazing people. So I just wanted to be a part of that, because you are who you surround yourself with.
It's a different culture and a different group. We even have people go and get married, you know, and they actually have a wedding, and then they come back and get married with us. In the sense of that you guys understand us better than those other funny people that are in our family. I know that's a strange thing, but who could imagine that could happen? I'm just curious. It does. Okay, so Mind, Body, Spirit, you put another one now. This time you turned up because your father wasn't having a thing. The first one, she sent someone, they did 800 names, which was between their group.
Yep.
How many names on this one?
1900.
Same thing, everything, same cost, but just being present. It's amazing when you learn, you do things. Again, halve that, call it 2,000, it's 1,000 people, you lose. Halve that again, that's 500 possibilities. You getting this? So that's now for her business. How many businesses you got at this point? You got your job,
Yep.
you got your real estate property team, you got coaching going on, you got Well Ventures,
Got nursing.
still nursing, haven't killed anybody.
I hadn't killed anybody, but I had resigned.
You have resigned. Hey!
Oh.
Where'd that happen?
Actually, the end
Come up
of
next.
May, I think.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Claire joins anyway. You still earn money. And now another $5,000 check comes in. $22,690 in the bank so far. This is income earned from OneLife referrals as his business is growing. And OneLife consultant contractor then. There you go, Claire. You're joining us there, yes?
Yep.
In July. So you're now full-time with our company. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Claire comes into the organisation. Susie's now working 3 days a week for the other and comes and does some work from time to time. And they kind of tag team each other. This is last year. This is in August. And you did Quantum Being. That's a very interesting program with Katrina. That's about who am I being in this, and quite a beautiful experience. Just to speed this up, you went into your second property transaction. How's this? So money's starting to come in. Transactions are starting to happen here. And then you got some more money, up to $23,500. Then you did another Life Magic support. We'll just get through this. More Dream Team members are joining. Quantum Enterprise. That's your business. Now you're starting to work out how to run a business. So you get a corporation now. Tell me about Quantum Enterprise. What's that like?
Well, there's two things for Quantum Enterprise. That was one, learning, as some of the material that you've got in the book is actually starting with a business with what really lights you up. How do you want to live your life, and then align the business to it. So for me, Well Ventures and my life,
Trips, yeah.
it's just like
money
to
freedom.
travel. I'm a paid traveller. It made sense to me, and so that was where all of that came through. But the second thing out of Quantum Enterprise was just the quality of the speakers that were at this event were off the charts. Like it was just so...
Online marketing, showing how to do things, all the things that you want to check into. And we're going to do some more work with you on this, but it gives you the background. Obviously, these little 3 days, we can only do what we can do. This is 3 full days just on business. And the Quantum Property is 4 full days just on property. And then there's mentoring we do. In those programs, you get mentored twice a month and Kate and I do that, and Nick Stanton and others come onto that. And any question of any kind, arranging money to buying property, to doing feasibilities, to running a business, starting anything, superannuation, whatever that is. And then we go up to 23,500, and what's this line here?
That's the first year of OneLife Direct income.
Oh, good. You're very clever how you did this. So in your first year, you've earned almost $23,500 from us. Is that good? That's huge. And there's some networkers here. Not many people can say that in their first year that they actually bank that much. That's bankings. Then you earn some more. Another couple of grand. You're up to 26,000. Life Magic support. More people coming on board. More money coming in. 28,000. And more money coming in. You're 29,715. And this is a bit of a rundown on what you did for the OneLife results that you had.
I think it's really important because a lot of people ask me, well, how many of them were from the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival and how many were from personal? And so you can see on the personal, like it's just having the stats and it's all just numbers in the end. And while some people don't like numbers, it always comes back to numbers.
So personal, 31 people, and then 13 didn't do much, but some didn't show up, and then 10 of these people enrolled, and then these guys came into Life Magic. It's a big number. And then Mind, Body, Spirit, is this stage you did 7, 9, and there was a total. So 47 people you had in mind, and the end result is, what is that now? How do I look at it?
So 47 people said yes to doing something more out of the 70, 60, 76.
Yeah. So a bit over about 60%, I think it's 62%. Yep. So abundance enrolment, that means the abundance pack, and then these people went on and did Life Magic. So there's just some numbers for you. Just so you know, anybody you bring for a Dream Team member, if you bring 2 along to any of my events, roughly 1 will join. That's my conservative number, 50%. She's doing about 62%, so she's doing a bit more. And I actually do often more than that. So if you want to build a team, we're the ones to help you build it. Don't have to, you can just do the lone wolf thing by yourself, but this can earn money. So that's your income that's come from this commission. That includes some money waiting for some checks right now for her. I asked her to give us a bit of a rundown on what she's been earning. And again, confidentiality on all this. Hands up. This is her money and Claire's money. So she did. Oh, this is her dream team. And this is some people here. There's Dom in red as a possible person who's a real estate agent. And these are others coming through the system that she's building for World Ventures, for property team, for other property areas. So she's had more than one team. You're not limited just to have one, because she's from Melbourne, but she's not limited to that. This is her income. This is the OneLife Direct that she's earned in this year.
Yeah, so that's 15-16 financial year. So that was the first 12 months after basically Ignite is success. And then breaking it down into the next column, which is the first quarter of 16-17 financial year and the second quarter. So all up, we've been running around for about 18 months with OneLife since Ignite success.
So she's got in her own job there, and she's got World Ventures bringing some income and some property income that's come through, and some Claire's nursing, which before she killed anybody. And that was a total, so that between them, that's quite a substantial sum of money, because obviously she was earning this, and now she's got an extra of that. So between them, they get 180, that's their receivable income that's come in. Then these are quarters, correct?
Yep. First 2.
Okay, so the first 2 are quarters. This is the 18-month period from that, is that right?
Yep.
To now kind of thing.
Yep.
So she's obviously produced a lot more income in various areas, and she's produced now, or they have, $277,000. In the slot, people who are coming already bought coaching and income that's locked in that will happen, that she doesn't do anything with because the transactions are being exchanged, that's the total. That's a substantial, $339,000. It's a lot of money. You know how we said this first year 100, second year 200, third year? So that's her total.
That was
I think that's pretty cool.
That was the 15-16.
That's that. And that's the 80-month so far paid. So that's from now to then, is that correct?
Yep.
Now, that's in the pipeline, and is that the total for the 18 months, yes?
Yes. So so what that is, it's basically the 18 months what we've been paid, and the projected, if we don't have to do anything, it's already
Coming
ready,
through.
setting to go, that's going to come through.
They're the real estate transactions that's Cade and they've already done. Pretty well most of them are just those. Now, this is her 3-year, I just showed you this 3-year plan. That's why I brought, Susie on stage with Claire here to show you an example of obviously a very successful person. Year 1, this is their future plan, $200,000. Now, I've tried to slow them down, but they don't seem to want to slow down. They're supposed to only do $100,000. The next year they're going
This
for
is new income.
300, this is new income, not been dealt with before. Next year, 300,000. Next year, 500,000. Their total income is $1 million over the next 3 years. Is that good? Now watch the income streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 income streams. Claire doesn't work anymore as a nurse. She didn't kill anybody. It was really good. How happy are you about that, Claire?
I'm ecstatic. Ecstatic.
You got no idea how some of the patients feel about that. And even some of the doctors or the insurance company at the hospital. I think they're very happy. So what they've done is just break it down to their income streams, where they're going to go and how they're going to build it and what's going to happen. Property trading, real estate, even got a commercial transaction they want to do. How confident are you about this?
I am confident that we're going to get something in that ballpark. I know it's not going to be that.
It would be exactly that.
A commercial real estate, well, most likely, if we do a commercial real estate, it's going to go so much more than 50K. However, I'm the
being
conservative. She's the
I would have had a
ridiculous.
3 million in that box, but we went with Susie's
So we
numbers.
let Susie do the numbers because it's sort of more realistic. Yep.
Yeah.
So how content are you about $1 million?
Content? Pretty content? Claire?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've already planned our next 12 holidays. I'm the one that plans the rewards. Susie's the one that plans what we're going to do to get them.
So plan for you're on a $200,000 income stream. Is there more to this?
Yeah, it's just you.
There's a summary. It's $300,000, $500,000. Now, this is not kind of figment of imagination. They're actually producing this, and we're coaching them to make sure this happens. Are there any guarantees? Absolutely not. But I know these two, and they are really taking this on, and everything we're suggesting they're doing. And I don't get them to do anything stupid, but I'm pushing their buttons all the time. Claire has never been up on this before, and there was a whole process there of her doing that. These guys meet with me when we're in Sydney in this place, and we're doing a process every morning. We do our get-togethers, as we do for the entire team. Our team meet every morning wherever I am or they are, whether I'm there or not, and we do half an hour. We do 15 minutes of meditation every morning with our team. We pull a card like you guys have been pulling, and each morning we do a card reading, and we do a best word.
Word for the day.
And then we hug each other and start the day. That includes the accounts team, the receptionist, the cleaner, everybody in OneLife. It wouldn't work at our place. Really? What if it did? What if you had a team like that? Am I saying you have to do that? No, you have to do that. But these guys, if they want to be what I've got in mind over this next 3 years, they wear these, and we do a reading each day. We're on a plan for 365 days, and we read a statement in the Course in Miracles. And today was vengefulness, wasn't it? Our word was about the vengefulness in our projections. So it's an interesting journey. Is there any questions you'd like to ask her?
Just before we ask a question, I just want to butt in. With that orange band, we have not taken our bands off since we got them, except maybe, they break, so you just get another one, because we don't take them off. I even wear mine in the shower. And it's just a constant reminder that when my saboteur turns up, just to say thanks very much and step up to the next level.
Correct. So, any questions? Yes?
Marty, Just on the expense side there, the two girls together, do you charge them both 25?
Absolutely, I charge them 3 times because I got double work for her.
Bring your wife along.
Oh, no, it's very expensive. No, we do it as a package, so it's
Easy.
like 12 and a half each. It's a couple. So we just do that for once, yep. I should charge them twice, but technically, no. Actually, Claire's the easiest one. Susie's the more one, difficult to whip her. Through the lot. They're actually very simple. And what they do is step up all the time and take on things. And we have conversations, and interesting ones. Lady very, very back. Please get a microphone. And then I'm going to ask you, Susie, what's your bit, and Claire, maybe a couple of tips, what you think?
Hi, I'm Light from the Chicks. I've been dying to ask someone this question who previously wasn't with OneLife. When people say to you, what is OneLife, or what do you do, what is it? How did you first ever, in a sentence, sort of give them an explanation of what it is?
Yeah, that's such a great question there, Light. And there's 2 parts to it, because it really depends on where the question is coming from as to how I would answer it as well, in particular. If I've got my OneLife hat on, I will be, so what OneLife is, it's educational programs, and they teach you in how to be an investor from a job mindset, basically. And so it's really teaching you how to learn how to get out of the rat race, how to stop the 9 to 5, how to stop what we've been trained so well to do, right? And they do that through a number of different avenues. So they use business, investments, and trading, futures trading. And so it's just looking at that holistically. Now, the CEO of OneLife is also the key facilitator. And he comes with a wealth of experience where, last year, Roy turned over 45 million. He's got 69 enterprises, and he's 71 now. And so he's just got so much experience that he really just wants to share. And his real reason for doing it, because he definitely does not need the money, is that he wants to end poverty. And his way of doing that is by actually educating people in how to move from where they are currently into the next phase. And so that's what OneLife is really all about. It's about actually living your life and having the dreams to where you want to go.
Hey, isn't that good? Gee. I think we better... Can I take some notes on that? And if you didn't have your OneLife hat on?
I would... So when I very first started, and I was talking to my friends before I even knew there was a OneLife Direct thing, because I'm one of those more weirder people where I was reading a book, and it's about, I don't know, probably about page 20 or page 30, where in the book it says, stop reading right now and go and do your blue form of strategic spending, right? And so I Googled it, couldn't find it Google anywhere. I called up the office, and I was really, really keen on actually doing the blue form, and I know nobody else really has that same drive, but hey. And so I read the book and I just went, oh my God, this is so logical. And so when I was talking to my friends, I'm just like, this just makes so much sense. It's just so logical. How did I not know this? I'm educated and I earn a good wicket, yet I still didn't know how to get there. And it's just so simple, and it's just doing the steps, and that's where it came from. And that's what I'd be more likely to say.
And as our journey's gone on, people just look at us and go, wow, how do you afford to do this, and this? And you've changed. And we just say, well, we told you, we are working with Roy. So that's now a lot of people are just turning up saying, we want to have what you've got.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing about the identity change. Like on Thursday night, you would have said, well, what's the key thing that's holding people back? And it's your identity, right? And it was our identity. Like, we've got a ceiling on no matter what we think we can do. And so it's, well, what's going to take us to get to that next level? And Jim Rohn, he's got a great saying around, well, you can invest in your job and get an income. You can invest in yourself and make a fortune. And I wanted the fortune.
Cool. So,
Tips, like that. First off, so as I am a coach, I'm all about the goals and actually doing that whole process about getting really clear around what you actually want and where you are so that you can actually visualise it and make it happen and attract it into your life. That'd be foundational, just foundational. And the second tip, it's about creating a supportive environment. And so actually putting the effort in to create what you need to do in order to have big success in your life. So, like, I was prepared to follow the recipe that I was given, which all of us have in the abundance pack, and just follow it step by step and then move on to the next stage. And that's all I did. I just did the manuals, encouraged Claire to do the manuals as well, and just followed it step by step. And in that, what we also did was created this supportive arrangement. So if there were people in our lives who weren't willing to even listen to where we were heading and stuff, and were just constantly bringing us to a lower energy level, it was just like, well, do we need that in our life? Is that where we're wanting to go? So it wasn't. So we did whatever we needed to do in order to create the supportive environment to have the models that we wanted to have in our life. So Claire and I, we've moved to the Hunter Valley in order to be surrounded by Katrina and Roy. They're the people that we hang out with most. And through that relationship, I'm now going through self-mastery with his mentor.
How weird is that?
Right? The people that we're associating with have just gone up like this because we're increasing in our identity, which is then informing our circle and creating that environment. So do whatever you can and whatever you can do to create the environment so it's supportive so that you can achieve your success.
So what Susie's saying here, and we have Guru Katrina's mentor, actually from Kelly originally, and Mylene, and she's an amazing spiritual woman who's on the Gold Coast and gone through some mastery. We have a number of mentors, but she's certainly one of our highest ones, and Katrina spends probably more time with her. We also have other people, Shakti David down here, but you're in a mastery program with her. So what Susie's doing is she's investing some of this cash, and there's a bit of it, into herself, just raising her standards all the time. Best investment. And so is Claire. That's cool. So Claire, for you, some tips?
Do what you tell us to do, and when you push my buttons, remember to breathe and the 5 agreements to not take it personally, and just don't go back into my story. And just do the work. I have both Susie and Roy going, have you done this, have you done this, have you done this, to now to the point where I say to Susie, we have a meeting with Roy next week, we need to finish our blue form, and I do it. And I do the strategic spending, and it's a journey, but just keep going and don't stop. Don't come to Life Magic once and think you've got it. As I said, this is probably my 12th life, well, maybe my 9th Life Magic in a row. I do like to exaggerate. And every time I hear something that I've never heard before.
And I just want to add one last thing. Thank you, Claire. They're great. There was just one thing that you're saying with that. It's just, Preston Smiles is another cool kid.
He was at that particular function, wasn't he?
Chocolate sexy drop.
Yeah.
And he says it best, I reckon. Everybody's going to die. All of us. And it's just a matter of, you don't know when it's going to happen. So make the most of it. Do whatever you can to live life and just take it on and go for it.
And you are. Let's give her a big hand, guys. Let's give Claire a big hand. Well done. Big time. Woo!
Have a good time. Write this song.